Hey, in this video you'll learn how to get out a deciduous canine tooth with a very long and thin root tip. And this procedure will prepare you on what to do if you are extracting one and it fractures and you need to get out that root tip. So let me show you here the procedure. You can see this x-ray. This deciduous tooth has a very weak point right here. That means that it's very prone to fracturing when you try to get it out. So, but you see the root is very long here. So what you do basically is you make a quite long incision on the distal aspect of that tooth. So right here you can see I place my scalpel here, and you want to make your incision above the mucogingival line. This is the mucogingival line right here. So you need to go up into the mucosa and make a very firm incision. So you should cut all the way down to the bone. I just release the gingiva a little bit here, buccally and palatally on this deciduous tooth. So the next part is to release this mucosa and gingiva here with a periosteal elevator. So always keep in contact with the bone and make a firm pressure and do twisting, kind of like you're peeling off the outer layer of an orange, but keep a firm pressure so it's leaning against the bone, and now you can get it off like this. You don't need to make a vertical release incision in here mesially. This is enough. But the mistakes I've done before was I didn't make this incision long enough, so I was never able to get all the way down to the actual root tip. So that's a pro tip for you here. Make this incision long. Now I'm just releasing this part also, and this is to prepare me for closure, because I want to be able to put a suture here when I close this. All right, so next part is finding your drill. I use a diamond burr. It's called a football diamond burr, and you make some very soft sweeps across the surface. And what you start noticing here, let me see if I can pause it. These little red lines are vessels in the periodontal ligament. So that means when you drill and you start to see these vessels here, that means you're very close to the root surface. And the next ½ millimeter you take off, you'll be right on that root. So when you see these, it's just a reminder that you are close and you shouldn't drill much deeper, because that's when you start to drill into the root. And if you drill into the root too much, it will fracture when you get it out. So make sure that you release or remove this bone all the way down to the apex. So let me just fast forward a little bit. And you can see now I've removed this amount of bone. And you can clearly see this is bone. Here is the root. All right, now I go in with a flexible periodontal. And this periodontal is the same one I use when I do a closed approach. But it's still useful to get in here, and it's bendable. It follows the curvature of that root. So now you can see what it actually looks like beneath the surface when you are using this one. You can also use a very sharp luxating instrument, but this one is very nice and flat and sharp. Okay, so I've outlined the entire root surface here pretty much. And the next part is to go in with an elevator or some sort. I'm using a luxating elevator, you can call it, from IM3, and release it. And now, because I've removed all this bone down to here, you can get out that root pretty easily. So it's the same approach. Then if you happen to fracture this, okay, don't panic. Just know I have to make a very long incision. I have to remove bone with a diamond burr. If you use a regular carbide burr, then you may risk drilling into the root, because this is a puppy and the structures are so thin and soft. That's why I use a diamond burr. But So the approach is basically the same. Just if there's only the root tip left, just make this incision, drill the bone away with your burr, and go down with some sort of elevator or luxating instrument, and release this part. So if you enjoyed this procedure and want to learn more about how to extract deciduous teeth in a closed fashion, also without making flaps and without fracturing them, then you can join my brand new masterclass on deciduous extractions. It's going to be this Thursday. And if you click the link below, you can sign up to this masterclass. If you cannot join live, then there will be a recording that I'll send to you afterwards.